Let's talk crochet. Hey folks, it's Mary, aka MercyTriumphs, and this is Slow Crochet. This is episode 098, and today I'm just talking to you about everything that I have been crocheting this week. So it has been a fun week. I've gotten some finishes done. I've gotten some progress made on projects that I'm working on, and I am in process of a couple of new projects that I just kind of put on the hook, and I need your opinion on some of them. Before I get any further, I do want to say a big thank you to everyone who helped me hit 5,000 subscribers. Y'all, I think there's still a bunch of folks coming in from that shawl video that I did, and I do need to do an updated version of that because some of those shawls I no longer have. So I'll get to that story at the end of this video, but for now, I'm going to go ahead and talk about what I've been crocheting. So last week I had a couple of things on the hook and I did finish a few of them. One of them is Lenny the cat. And here he is in all of his happy little amigurumi glory. So very, very glad that I have this guy done. He was a labor of love, ended up being a bit of a labor of love just because I did have to go back through and make a new shirt for him. The first color of shirt that I was doing wasn't really my favorite. But I really do love how he turned out. I like that he is a little bit primary colored, but not entirely. I love that he's got that kind of aqua turquoisey color to kind of balance it out. And I think he would be a fun little friend for either a boy or a girl. The hat does come off entirely, so you can see his happy little face there. And I did not use safety eyes. I just used some black embroidery thread, but in the original pattern it does call for safety eyes, so that's why I just kept it simple as little black dots rather than the whole shebang of doing like the white of the eye or a little sparkle there. I just wanted to keep it very simple. Same thing with the embroidery mouth. Those are kinds of things that I can always use more practice on, but I think he turned out pretty effectively, pretty sweet. I did make the pom-pom on top of his hat a little bit smaller than the pattern called for just because I wasn't sure if I was going to have enough yarn or not. And then I did make his scarf, I think 1 row less wide than originally, just because I ran out of yarn there too. So I like to use what I have. I don't really like to shop. If I don't have to, I'd prefer to shop my stash. But yeah, so there he is without his scarf. His happy little boots, his happy little feet there. Everything fits perfectly snugly. And he actually does stand up all right. Let's see if he'll tip over here. Yeah, he does a pretty good job of just standing up freely. Let's see. Pardon the messy desk. Ta-da! Yeah, so I really love the way Lenny turned out. I think because I'm not going to keep him, he will be some kind of baby gift in the future. I'm just going to call him Lenny for now. That's what the pattern designer called him. But yeah, I'm going to put him in the stock that I have ongoing of gifts for future miracle babies. There are so many friends in our lives that are trying to get pregnant, and I'm sure that Lenny will eventually go to a very special little one. So glad to have him done. Other finishes this week, I did finish my Procella shawl, and I just finished blocking it this morning. Actually, I am going to have a video about the process of blocking. Someone in the comments asked about that, so that will be coming out later in November. But here is the little preview of how that shawl turned out. I think it's lovely. Ooh, actually, I should wear this today. I'm just now realizing like the color of green, this limey green is just perfect with these shades of green in this yarn. Okay, so things that I love about the Procella shawl, it is much more of a triangle scarf. It's not going super deep here, and so that way it doesn't overwhelm the entire outfit. It really can go more as a scarf. But I also love how all the stitches do stretch out and give you that beautiful wave effect. The yarn that I used is Big Twist Supernova in the color Whirlpool Galaxy with those kind of magentas and the different shades of green running through there and even the different shades of gray. I think this was a wonderful project. I love how the simple stitches still kind of showed off the rhythm of the colors, and I think it's going to be just beautiful. This yarn is classified as a 2-weight, but it definitely worked up more as a 3-weight. And it is partially wool, partially acrylic, so it was able to block. And yeah, I think I'm just going to keep this on for the rest of the video. I'm going to keep this shawl because I'm down a couple of shawls. So I'm due to make some more and replenish my stock. More on that here in a minute. I'm going to stop teasing y'all. Last thing that I do have finished, I decided to do a divine hat. I do like to keep a little bit of just kind of random clearance colors of yarn, things that I don't pay a whole lot for. This was a Hobby Lobby clearance yarn. It was some kind of anti-pilling acrylic, and on occasion I do like to just have something that I can grab and whip up really quickly, and that can then go into a donation situation. As it's starting to get colder, I do want to make sure that I have a good stock of things to donate. There are a couple of places locally that I'll do that, and there is another place that I donated, and I have a video filmed for it. I don't have it edited together. You'll see that later on as well. But I did get to meet up with my friend Miss Janna Kay, and if by any chance she's already posted about that, we weren't really coordinating on that, but if she has, I will leave her linked below and her channel so you can kind of get a sneak peek of what we might have done. If not, you can just hang on until I get around to doing the thing and and having the video of those donations. Glad to have the divine hat done. I've made so many of these. It's a very effective design and really easy to memorize and whip out. It does take about 150 yards of yarn, I've noticed. And so if that's what you have on your skein, it's a great kind of one skein wonder there. So those are my finishes from this week. Is there anything that I still have going that I was working on last week? Yes, I have been working on a lark's foot stitch sweater vest, and it is still attached here. Similar color story that we have going on actually. But this is made all out of Malabrego Rios. And I have it attached because I'm still working on the neckband, and I realized I'm gonna need to frog this neckband. It is not laying flat the way I want it to. It's a little bit curlier. I'm gonna have to maybe figure out how to do my stitches there. I did a row of single crochets around the neckline, and I'll have to go back and pull that out and kind of space them more evenly so that this neckband doesn't ruffle. I want it to lay flat. But I did get to try this on awkwardly with some clashing shirt colors, but I'm going to drop in a few seconds of me modeling it right here just to see how this is coming along and how it's fitting. So I absolutely love this sweater vest. I think it's going to be a great layering piece as it does get a little bit cooler. In fact, I was kind of hoping I had it done today because today would have been a great day to wear it, especially with this kind of solid color green. I think it would pick up things really nicely. I'm not following a pattern for this, and to be honest, I didn't take notes on it. I am just kind of measuring it against my body as I go, and so it has involved a bit more frogging. I even clipped my yarn and then realized I needed to add some more length to it in the back, so I had to reattach the yarn there. And then I did a whole lot of sewing in ends, but that for the most part is done. You can see on this side of the armhole, I have quite a few floats that I'll have to take care of when I do the ribbing around the armholes. But other than that, I think that this is one that will get done this week, and I'm really looking forward to. I think it's going to be a great piece into my wardrobe. That is it in terms of works in progress that I already had going, but I started 2 new things. Number 1, I started a cotton top. And this is a Grace for the Frills design. And I can tell you right now, I'm gonna have to frog, yay! I did a wonderful little gauge swatch on this, and it told me that I could make my straps a little bit shorter than what she called for, because in the pattern it says that there is a bit of stretch in the straps. But y'all, I just don't think these straps are gonna be nearly long enough. You start in the back and you kind of work your way around. And so yeah, like, there's no way that that's gonna fit. So I'm gonna have to frog that back, but this is a really straightforward pattern. It's gonna be just a simple thing to wear in the summer. And yeah, I'm a little bit off season when I'm doing my wearables. I make sweaters through the summer, and I make warm weather stuff in the winter, I suppose. At least that's whatever. That's what I'm doing this year. I am using the color Warm Blush from Hobby Lobby clearance yarn. I got 2 of these, and so I think that should give me sufficient to make a kind of a short, kind of crop top-ish. Not super cropped, but definitely not down to my hip bones. I am petite, and so I try to keep things in proportion to my size. I have just like an average waist and short legs, so that's why this is coming together as it is. Really, really straightforward. Great thing to do when I'm waiting in a waiting room or even during a sports practice or a sports game for the children, something like that. So even though I have to frog all of this, I will, I'm sure I'll make up for it really, really quickly. The other thing that I started this week is from another Joann's brand yarn that I just got, and it is the K&C hand dyed in this wild and wacky neon color. Now I did go ahead and cake it up with the intention of doing like a color pooling shawl, and I started it last night, and this is where we are. Now it is a fingering weight yarn, so it is super small, but y'all, I am already thinking that I'm going to be frogging this. Now I love this idea of the gray and then like the baubles are just wherever those bright colors come up, but there are so many baubles. I can tell you right now, this is going to drive me crazy that I would like do that planned pooling idea that wherever you start to hit the color, that's when you stop what you're doing and you bauble. I don't think that this is going to give the effect that I want it to. So I'm definitely going to frog this, and I think I have a couple of ideas of what I want to do with it, but I can tell you right now, it's gonna take me a while to get through all of this yarn. I have been using a size F hook. I think I might go up a hook size, maybe even 2, because I would like it to be a little bit drapey, but I'm not entirely sure. I think what I want to do is, well, okay, long story short, I do have a cardigan that I want to make. It's a design in my head, but it uses fingering weight yarn. So what if I used a shawl to kind of get the rhythm of that cardigan? And so then when I went to actually do it, I'd have my measurements and I'd be able to gauge a little bit better on how things are going to behave with that weight and all that kind of stuff. So that might be what I do. I might try to implement the cardigan design that's in my head, but do it in a shawl form. And then if I like it, maybe I'll do a tutorial. Who knows? Life is busy and big and wonderful, and y'all know me. We just kind of roll with what we can. We get these videos out as we can. We try to interact as we can. Y'all understand. Life is so much more than the internet, and aren't we thankful for it? But anyhow, that is going on the hook. I will frog that back, and hopefully by this time next week, I'll have something different to show you and something that I'm a little bit more happy about. All right, so story time. I am down some shawls. Yes, so y'all know me. I do like to go through my wearables, the things that I've crocheted from time to time, and see what can be donated. There was a call that was put out for donations, and I answered that call. And again, that will be in a later video. But actually, I was wearing my Bruinen shawl, that beautiful olive green shawl that was featured in my 5 top shawl videos. And I was wearing it to church, as you do. It was just right. It looked adorable with the outfit, perfectly warm. And as I was sitting in church, you know, sometimes you just have that feeling about someone. And there's a gal in church that we've talked to several times. We're acquaintances. I keep trying to have her over because they're practically neighbors. And she is the sweetest thing. So I was thinking about her. I noticed her, and I just felt like, oh, I should make a shawl for her. I didn't think anything of it. Service was going on. But then as we were getting ready to leave and everyone's kind of standing in the lobby chatting, she walks by and she compliments my shawl. And she and I are talking, and I said, oh, what's your favorite color? Let me know. I'd be happy to make something for you. But then the idea thought, oh, wait, no. Oh, she needs to have this shawl. And if you've been around this channel, you know this would not be the first shawl that I've given away, that sometimes I just get that nudge, like, oh, this needs to go to someone else. And it turns out she's in a moment in her life right now where she just needs some hugs, just needs a little bit of a pick-me-up. And so thankfully, I was able to explain to her how I love to crochet, and if I give away a shawl, it just means I'm going to make some more, so no worries. But even the name, the Bruinen, it's a reference to Lord of the Rings, to Tolkien. That was really meaningful to her too. So that one, much as I love it, is no longer in my possession, and that does mean that I can be free to make some more. So yes, I have ones. This one is going to be a shawl for sure. I have shawl quantities of yarn that I want to get into, and There is some yarn that I want to purchase. I just have to make a decision and pull the trigger on it. There are more shawls that I want to make. There's always more that we want to make. So I am thankful that I have the opportunity to give away my pieces because that allows me to keep making them. It makes my heart happy. Y'all, thank you so much for spending some time with me today. You have made my heart happy, and I hope that I've made you a little happy too. I hope I brought a grin to your face, and if not, no worries. I'm not everyone's cup of tea. I understand that. But to those of y'all who have subscribed, those of y'all who hang out with me in the comments, those of y'all who like the videos, all that kind of stuff, it is super encouraging. It is really a joy to be part of your life. And if for whatever reason I'm not your cup of tea, thank you for listening all the way this long. You've really persevered. I appreciate you. And I do hope I'll see you again soon. Bye.